You know, it's hard to rebel when you grow up in an environment where there really are no parameters. There really are no rules. There really are no boundaries. So it's sort of hard to say, I was a rebellious kid because everything I did was whatever. You can do whatever you want unless you get caught, and then you get yelled at, but then you can still, it's not a big deal. Probably one of the first times that I really did some rebelling was in the choice of my husband. I married a musician. Long hair, bell-bottom jeans, brogans. He was a rock musician. When we were together, we went up to Bill Monroe up on the top of the mountain for bluegrass festivals. We went to marching band festivals. We did all of these musical, wonderful things, and carrying the stuff, schlepping it into the bar or the place to set up for the band and all those kind of things. And I thought that was great. I married this artistic personality. Something happened. He got the call. Rachel kind of will understand the call. He got the call to the ministry. And somehow we ended up in the middle of Virginia in this town that's sort of down in the valley at a ultra conservative school. And probably most of you will know who the dean of the school was. It was Liberty University. Liberty Bible School is where we were at. Very, very conservative. I didn't come from a very, very, very conservative background. And there we were. Women didn't wear pants. Oh, I didn't know that was a sin, but yeah, you don't wear pants. You sort of walk behind your man, beside him is, not showing the proper respect, those kind of things. And it was a little hard for me, but, I fell right in line and became this perfect little pastor's wife and followed along and did the things I needed to do. And there was a lot of rules. A lot of rules. I grew up, my mother cussed like a sailor. And I could do the same thing, but you weren't even allowed to say wordy words, like spit, dang, and hello, Those kind of things just weren't allowed. You couldn't do that. And music, I didn't know that listening to rock music made girls pregnant. It's this slow slide that you go down. You listen to music and you dance, and you're dancing and you're gyrating, and and you have sex. And then all of a sudden you have teenage girls running around pregnant. It's this natural slope that happens, and I didn't realize that. There were other kinds of things that you just could not do, and, you dressed up. At one point in time, I had 3 denim dresses in 3 different shades, that very modest denim dresses. And, it was just weird. Now, the first church my husband pastored, he was the youth pastor in a church in Reisterstown, Maryland, and it was one of those super conservative kind of churches where things were very, very limited, and there definitely were parameters, and there definitely were guidelines, and there definitely were rules. And I had a child. We had a child. It wasn't just me. It wasn't that single pregnant woman. We had a child. And what happened is our child was growing up in this environment. My oldest child was a boy, and he was growing up, and the culture around him seeped in a little bit around the edges, which we tried to prevent, but we weren't very good at doing it. It was proven. He was about 4 years old, and we were living in an apartment, and he was playing out on the balcony at the apartment. And there were some older kids down below the balcony taunting him and making fun of him and calling his names. And he was getting mad. This little kid was getting mad. His hair curled all over the place, and you could see him getting mad. And then all of a sudden I heard, "Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson." That was the worst thing he could think of to say. And he rebelled in a major way that day. And I had to discipline the kid for using bad words because he knew what he was doing, and that was the worst thing he could think of to possibly say. He used the King of Pop's name in vain.